Have you ever wondered if your everyday habits are secretly sabotaging your happiness as you age? Most of us don't realize that small behaviors, which once seemed harmless, could be undermining our well-being, emotional health, and relationships, especially in our later years. But here's the truth. The way you live in your senior years doesn't just affect your health. It directly impacts your longevity and overall happiness. In this video, we're going to reveal 7 critical things you need to stop doing right now to live a more fulfilling, joyful, and healthy life. Each one of these habits might be draining your energy, stealing your peace, and keeping you from embracing the full potential of this beautiful stage of life. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand how to regain control of your life, but you'll also discover how to enrich your relationships, protect your mental and emotional health, and create opportunities to enjoy every day to the fullest. Whether you're seeking more freedom, stronger connections, or simply more peace, this video will offer practical steps you can start implementing today. Stay with us until the end to unlock the tools and insights you need to make the most of your golden years and live a life full of wisdom, autonomy, and, above all, pleasure. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. 1. Stop accepting everything people say without questioning. As the years pass, it's common for many in their later stages of life to fall into the habit of agreeing with others simply to avoid conflict. It might feel like a way to keep the peace, to maintain harmony in your relationships, but in truth, it comes at a deep personal cost. Every time you silence your thoughts, your feelings, and your instincts in favor of someone else's opinion, you're sacrificing your voice, your autonomy, and more importantly, the very essence of who you are. This habit may seem inconsequential on a day-to-day basis, but slowly, it erodes your sense of self-worth, your confidence, and your ability to assert your needs and desires. Society often tries to impose the idea that as you grow older, it's no longer necessary to fight for your opinions or stand firm in your decisions, that your role should be one of quiet acceptance. But this belief is incredibly damaging. It strips away your dignity and leaves you distanced from your inner voice. You've lived through decades, experienced triumphs, endured hardships, and gathered a wealth of wisdom that younger generations can't begin to comprehend. Why? Then, should you allow anyone to diminish the value of your insight by passively accepting what they say without a second thought? By constantly agreeing, by giving in to the opinions and ideas of others, you lose touch with your identity. You risk becoming a shadow of yourself, questioning your worth, and doubting your ability to make sound decisions. This is not the life you've earned after years of experience. You deserve to stand tall in your truth, to assert your perspective, and to trust in your judgment. You've weathered countless storms, learned from them, and grown wiser with each passing year. Now, more than ever is the time to reclaim your power. Start questioning the things people tell you. Start challenging the beliefs that don't resonate with your values. Don't be afraid to speak up to disagree, to stand firm in your convictions. You have every right to protect your autonomy, to honor your experiences, and to take control of your own life. You deserve to live fully, with confidence in your choices and a voice that is heard and respected. It's time to trust yourself more and stop letting others dictate your path. You are far more than just a passive participant in life. You are the author of your own story. 2. Stop isolating yourself socially, even if it seems more comfortable. As the years pass, many people find themselves slowly withdrawing from social interactions. Whether it's due to feeling physically tired, mentally exhausted, or simply believing that they no longer have the energy to maintain friendships, the result is the same: an increasing sense of isolation. It can feel tempting to retreat into the comfort of your own space, to convince yourself that solitude is easier, that being alone spares you from the effort of socializing. But while isolation may seem like the path of least resistance, it is a dangerous road that can lead to profound emotional, mental, and even physical consequences. You might think that staying at home, away from social commitments, allows you to rest or recover, but in reality, social isolation is one of the greatest threats to your well-being as you age. When you remove yourself from the world, from your connections, and from the people who care about you, you invite loneliness into your life. And this loneliness can slowly begin to take over. It creeps in, often unnoticed at first, but over time it grows, taking a heavier toll on your emotional state than you might realize. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment one below to let me know that you are still here with me. Loneliness in old age is not just an emotional burden. It is a serious health risk. Numerous studies have shown that prolonged isolation is closely linked to depression, anxiety, and a decline in cognitive function. It doesn't stop there. Social isolation has also been proven to increase the risk of physical ailments, such as heart disease, high blood pressure, and even dementia. The human brain thrives on connection, interaction, on the exchange of ideas and emotions. Without it, the brain begins to weaken and your mental health starts to decline, no matter how strong you've been throughout your life. You may find yourself justifying your isolation with thoughts like, "I'm too old to make new friends," or "all my friends have drifted away or passed on." Indeed, life changes, and the people we once shared our time with may no longer be there. But this doesn't mean you should resign yourself to a life of solitude. It's not about replacing those old friendships. It's about keeping your heart open to new ones. It's about remembering that human connection in any form is vital to your mental and emotional health. Even if it feels difficult to step outside your comfort zone, there are countless ways to maintain social connections. You don't have to start big or overwhelming. Begin by reaching out to a neighbor, attending a community event, or calling an old friend you haven't spoken to in a while. There are social and recreational groups designed specifically for seniors. Places where you can meet people with shared interests and where the focus is on fun, support, and mutual enjoyment. Whether it's through clubs, hobbies, church groups, or even casual meetups, these interactions can reignite a sense of purpose and belonging that you may have forgotten existed. In this modern age, technology can be a lifeline. You no longer have to rely solely on physical meetings to stay connected. Video calls, online communities, and social media allow you to stay in touch with loved ones, regardless of distance. Imagine the joy of reconnecting with a friend or relative through a simple phone call or video chat. The warmth of seeing a familiar face and hearing a kind voice can make all the difference in dispelling loneliness and bringing light into your day. Don't underestimate the power of even the smallest social interactions. Whether it's a brief conversation at the grocery store, a smile shared with a passerby, or a heartfelt chat with a family member, these moments of connection bring profound benefits to your mental, emotional, and even physical health. Every interaction helps stimulate your mind, lift your spirit, and reinforce the feeling that you are part of something larger, that you are not alone in this world. It's easy to believe that isolation is more comfortable and that being alone spares you from the challenges of socializing. But in truth, the comfort of isolation is a false security. It may feel safer, but it is also emptier. When you avoid people and social activities, you rob yourself of the joy, companionship, and sense of belonging that are essential for a happy and healthy life. You miss out on the laughter, the shared experiences, and the comfort of knowing that there are people who care about you. Human interaction is not just a luxury. It's a necessity for our emotional survival. The feeling of connection with others brings fulfillment and a sense of purpose that cannot be replaced by any material comfort. It is in these moments of connection that we are reminded of our humanity, of our shared experiences, and of the love that still exists in the world. You are never too old to connect, to laugh, to share your thoughts, or to form meaningful relationships. If you've been avoiding social activities, thinking it's easier or more comfortable to stay at home, it's time to reconsider. The world still holds so much for you: new friendships, new experiences, new moments of joy. Isolation may feel like a comfortable option in the short term, but in the long term, it's a trap that leads to loneliness and despair. You deserve better than that. You deserve to live a life filled with connection, laughter, and the warmth of human companionship. So, step out of the shadows of isolation. Reclaim your place in the world of relationships, conversations, and shared moments. It doesn't matter how old you are or how long you've been alone. What matters is that you still can connect, reach out, and rediscover the joy of human interaction. The people around you, whether they are family, old friends, or new acquaintances, are waiting to hear from you. Don't let the comfort of isolation drown out the vibrant connections that can still bring meaning and happiness to your life. Remember, one of the greatest secrets to healthy and happy aging is maintaining those precious social connections. They are the lifeline that keeps your spirit alive, your mind sharp, and your heart open. Don't let them slip away. Reach out, connect, and embrace the relationships that will continue to nourish you in this beautiful journey called life. 3. Stop neglecting your physical health, thinking that it's too late to change. One of the most common and heartbreaking mistakes that people in their later years make is believing that it's too late to prioritize their physical health. Over time, the idea that your body has already seen its best days can become a dangerous excuse. An excuse to avoid exercise, to neglect healthy eating habits, or to postpone important medical checkups. This mindset often feels like surrender, as if the effort required to care for your body no longer holds value because the clock has moved forward. But here's the truth. It is never too late to make a change, no matter how many candles are on your birthday cake. As we age, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking, I've lived long enough. What difference does it make now if I exercise or eat healthy? This kind of thinking may seem harmless, but it's rooted in a false assumption. Science shows us, again and again, that the opposite is true. Even small changes to your health routine, regardless of your age, whether you're 60, 70, 80, or beyond, can have a tremendous impact on the quality of your life. Your body, no matter how old, is incredibly resilient. It responds to care, movement, to nourishment, and it rewards you with strength, vitality, and a longer, more fulfilling life. Many people see aging as a time of inevitable physical decline, but that doesn't mean you should give up on your body. This is the most critical time to take care of it. Your body may have changed over the years, but that doesn't mean it's any less deserving of care. Your muscles, bones, and heart may need different kinds of attention, but they still thrive on movement and nourishment. Exercise, even in its lightest forms like daily walks or gentle stretching, can significantly improve your balance, mobility, and overall energy. These simple activities can reduce your risk of falls, a major concern in older age, and help maintain your independence longer than you might expect. Physical health is not just about surviving. It's about thriving, even in your later years. Regular movement strengthens your heart, helps manage your weight, keeps your joints flexible, and improves your balance. But it goes beyond the physical. Exercise can also reduce feelings of anxiety and depression, which can often creep into life as we age. It helps you sleep better and boosts your mood by releasing endorphins, those powerful chemicals in the brain that make you feel happier and more at ease. When you take the time to care for your body, you are also taking care of your mind and spirit. Your physical health is intricately connected to your emotional and mental well-being. The benefits of a healthy diet shouldn't be overlooked either. You might think, what's the point of changing my eating habits now? But the food you eat has a direct influence on how you feel every day. A diet rich in vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, and whole grains can give you more energy, improve digestion, and strengthen your immune system. It can also help prevent or manage chronic diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease, which are more common in the later stages of life. What you eat today shapes how you feel tomorrow, no matter your age. When you nourish your body with good food, you give it the tools it needs to function optimally, and you set yourself up to live the years ahead with more vitality and fewer health complications. Neglecting your health because you think it's too late robs you the possibility of truly enjoying your later years. The truth is, by taking small steps toward better physical health, you can transform not only your body, but also your outlook on life. A body that feels strong, capable, and energized has a direct impact on your self-esteem. You begin to feel more confident, more capable, and more in control of your life. When you feel physically well, You're more likely to engage in activities you love, to be social, to travel, to play with your grandchildren, and to seize the day with enthusiasm. A healthy body opens doors to experiences that a neglected body can't. It's never too late to start, whether it's through light exercises, improving your diet, or simply making sure you go to your regular medical appointments. These actions are powerful investments in your future. Even if it seems daunting, start small. Take a short walk around the block. Stretch your body in the morning, or swap out one unhealthy meal for something more nutritious. Each small step adds up, and over time, you'll begin to notice how much better you feel. Physically, emotionally, and mentally. You might be surprised at how much energy you regain, how much stronger you become, and how much brighter your outlook on life grows. Imagine a future where you can still move with ease, where you're able to participate in the things that bring you joy, and where you're not held back by the limitations of a body that has been neglected. Imagine feeling vibrant and alive, even in your 80s or 90s, with the energy to play, laugh, and savor every moment. This future is possible, but it requires that you start now. No matter how old you are, no matter how long you've been putting it off, your body is your greatest ally, and it will respond to the care you give it. When you take care of your physical health, you're not just adding years to your life. You are adding quality to those years. You are giving yourself the gift of strength, mobility, and vitality. You are taking control of your life and allowing yourself to live fully and joyfully in the years ahead. Don't let the fear of being too late hold you back from making these changes. It's never too late to reclaim your health and embrace the possibilities that come with it. Your body has carried you through decades of life. It has supported you, healed you from injuries, and endured countless challenges. Now is the time to give it the care it deserves. Whether you're 60, 70, 80, or beyond, your health matters. Your body still craves movement, nourishment, and attention. And by honoring it with these small but powerful acts, you are honoring yourself. Don't wait any longer. Start today and give yourself the chance to enjoy the years ahead with strength, vitality, and happiness. Stop living in the past and allow memories of old times to dominate your present. It's a natural part of life to look back on the memories that shaped who you are, the moments that filled your heart, the people who left their mark, and even the decisions that changed your path. But there's a fine line between cherishing the past and being consumed by it. Far too often, as we grow older, we cling to those memories so tightly that we forget to live fully in the present. The senior years, a time that should be filled with freedom and new possibilities, can instead become overshadowed by a belief that the best of life is already behind you. This kind of thinking locks you in a cage of nostalgia, preventing you from discovering the joys and experiences that still await you. It's easy to reminisce about the golden days, about how things used to be, the people who once filled your life, or the opportunities you didn't take. Maybe you find yourself replaying moments in your mind, wishing you could go back and make different choices or relive the happiest times. You might think about relationships that have ended, friends who have passed, or the energy and ambition you had in your youth. These memories can feel bittersweet, comforting in their familiarity, but also tinged with sadness because they remind you of what you feel you've lost. But here's the truth that many overlook. Your life is not over. While the past is undeniably important, it's the present, this very moment, that holds the power to bring you joy, fulfillment, and meaning. When you allow the past to dominate your thoughts, you rob yourself of the beauty that still surrounds you. Instead of savoring what you have now, you get stuck in a cycle of regret, longing, or melancholy. And this cycle can be incredibly limiting. It convinces you that the best days are gone, that nothing ahead could compare to what has already been. But this is a harmful misconception. Life doesn't end with age. It simply changes form. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment below to let me know that you are still here with me. Imagine how different your life could feel if you began to release the tight grip of the past and allowed yourself to embrace the possibilities of the present. The past can teach you lessons and it can give you wisdom, but it should not be the place where your mind constantly dwells. When you focus too much on what was, you miss out on the potential for what could be. You limit your ability to find joy, to create new memories, and to engage in the world around you. Your time isn't over. It's evolving, and with that evolution comes new chances, new experiences, and new growth opportunities. Far too often, people in their later years think that because they've lived long lives, the time for new experiences has passed. But this is simply not true. Every day that you wake up is a day filled with potential. Potential to learn something new, to meet new people, to discover new passions, or to simply enjoy the small pleasures of life that you may have overlooked in the past. Whether it's picking up a hobby you've always wanted to try, traveling to places you've never been, forming new friendships, or deepening existing ones, the world is still rich with possibilities for you. Staying stuck in the past only leads to frustration, sadness, and a feeling of helplessness. It's like walking through life with one foot chained to an old memory, preventing you from moving forward. And while it's comforting to hold on to the familiar, it's important to remember that the past is unchangeable. You can't rewrite the decisions you made, the paths you chose, or the people who came and went from your life. What you can do and what you should do is focus on the time you have now. The present moment is the only place where you have power, the power to create, to live, and to make choices that bring you joy. If you allow yourself to step into the present, you'll find that life still has so much to offer. You are not bound by the limitations of your past. You are only bound by the mindset that says the past is where your best moments lie. The truth is, some of your greatest moments may still be ahead of you. It might be in the form of a new friendship that brings you unexpected joy, a hobby that lights up your creative spirit, or simply the peace that comes from letting go of regrets and embracing the beauty of where you are right now. Think of the years ahead as an open canvas, waiting for you to paint new experiences, no matter how small or grand they may be. Even the simplest pleasures, a walk in the park, a conversation with a neighbor, the taste of a favorite meal, can bring immense satisfaction when you allow yourself to be fully present. Living in the moment, rather than the past, opens your heart and mind to the richness that still exists in everyday life. And it's not just about external experiences. The act of living in the present also transforms how you feel on the inside. It shifts your perspective from one of regret or longing to one of gratitude and joy. When you stop allowing the past to dominate your thoughts, you make room for peace, contentment, and a deep sense of fulfillment that can only come from appreciating the here and now. This is where true happiness lies. Not in the memories of what once was, but in the realization of what still is. So, if you've been holding on to the past, convinced that it holds all the meaning of your life, it's time to reconsider. The best is not behind you. While those memories may be beautiful, they do not define the entirety of your existence. Life is still unfolding, and you are still an essential part of it. By living fully in the present, you allow yourself to continue evolving, to continue discovering what makes you happy, and to continue finding purpose in this chapter of your life. Each day is an invitation to create new stories, whether they are big or small. You have the power to shape your future, to decide how you want to live, and to find fulfillment in the moments that are happening right now. Leave the past where it belongs, in your memories, cherished but not all-consuming. Let your focus shift to the present, where life is waiting to be lived, enjoyed, and embraced. The journey is far from over, and the next steps are yours to take. 5. Stop sacrificing yourself for others at the expense of your happiness and well-being. For many, particularly those who have spent their lives as caregivers, whether as parents, grandparents, or family anchors, there's a deeply ingrained belief that sacrificing yourself for others is noble, even necessary. You've spent years, perhaps decades, ensuring that those around you are cared for, putting their needs, desires, and happiness above your own. In many ways, this role has defined you, giving your life a sense of purpose. But here's a hard truth that's often difficult to confront. Constantly sacrificing yourself for others at the expense of your happiness and well-being is not sustainable, and it's certainly not fair to you. While caregiving may have brought you joy and fulfillment in earlier stages of life, there comes a point when you must pause and ask yourself, Am I giving too much of myself? Have you been pouring from an empty cup, believing that your worth is tied to how much you give, even when it comes at the cost of your well-being? The harsh reality is that, over time, people around you may begin to take advantage of your selflessness. They become so accustomed to your sacrifices that they stop seeing the person behind them. And while you're giving and giving, often at the expense of your desires, health, and happiness, they may be living their lives with little regard for how much you're sacrificing. It's time to acknowledge something that may be difficult to admit. Enough is enough. You've spent your entire life caring for others, but now, in this chapter of your life, it's time to stop nullifying yourself to please others. This doesn't mean you stop caring about your loved ones. It means recognizing that your happiness, health, and well-being are just as important, if not more so now. You've earned the right to focus on yourself. And doing so is not selfish. It's necessary. The truth is, when you sacrifice yourself endlessly for others, you set a dangerous precedent. You teach those around you that your needs are always secondary, and that you'll always be there to take on more than your fair share of the burden. And while that may have felt like love or duty for many years, it can quickly morph into a situation where others take your generosity for granted. They may not even realize the toll it's taking on you. As you continue to prioritize their needs over your own, they continue living their lives, often without recognizing the heavy load you're carrying, or worse, without making any effort to lighten it. Over time, this imbalance can breed deep resentment. It's a resentment that often goes unspoken, but grows silently within you. You begin to reflect on all the years you've spent giving, only to realize that, in many cases, you haven't received the recognition, appreciation, or support that you deserve. You may start to feel bitter, questioning why those you've sacrificed so much for seem to move forward with their lives while you're left behind, exhausted and depleted. And that resentment, if left unchecked, can become a poison to your happiness and peace of mind. If you continue down this path of constant self-sacrifice, the consequences will be far-reaching. Not only will you be giving up your happiness, but you may also find yourself completely drained, emotionally, physically, and mentally. The caregiving role that once brought you joy will turn into a source of pain and frustration. You'll feel like a ghost of the person you used to be, always putting others first while your desires and well-being fade into the background. This is not the life you deserve, especially after years of hard work and dedication. The time has come to break this cycle of sacrifice. It may feel uncomfortable at first because you've spent so long putting others first, but you must understand that taking care of yourself is not a betrayal of those you love. It's the best thing you can do, not just for yourself but for them as well. When you prioritize your well-being, you are modeling the importance of self-care and setting boundaries, something that is vital for healthy relationships. You are teaching your loved ones that you deserve the same care and attention that you've given to them over the years. It's time to start putting your needs at the forefront. Begin by asking yourself, what do I want? What would bring me joy and fulfillment? It's okay if you don't have immediate answers. Many people who have spent their lives sacrificing for others forget how to listen to their own needs. But now is the time to rediscover what makes you happy, to explore new interests, and to focus on your health and well-being. Whether it's taking up a new hobby, spending more time on self-care, or simply setting boundaries with your loved ones, you are allowed to prioritize yourself. And remember this, no one will take care of you better than you can take care of yourself. You know your own needs, your limits, and your desires better than anyone else. So, why continue waiting for others to reciprocate or acknowledge your sacrifices when you can start giving yourself the love and care you deserve right now? Let others take responsibility for their own lives. They are fully capable of managing their challenges and burdens, just as you've managed yours for so many years. It's not your duty to carry their load any longer. When you stop sacrificing yourself for others, you reclaim your power. You regain control over your own life, your happiness, and your future. It's a liberating feeling, one that allows you to focus on living life on your terms, without the weight of other people's expectations dragging you down. You've spent a lifetime caring for others. Now it's time to start caring for yourself with the same dedication and compassion. In the end, by taking care of yourself, you are ensuring that you can continue to enjoy life, live fully, and experience happiness in the years to come. You are not abandoning your loved ones. You are simply setting the necessary boundaries to protect your well-being. And by doing so, you allow yourself the chance to feel renewed, energized, and empowered. This is your time, and it's time to embrace it without guilt or hesitation. Your happiness matters. Your health matters. And you, most of all, matter. 6. Stop ignoring your own physical and emotional limits for fear of seeming weak or incapable. As we age, there's an often unspoken pressure to continue proving that we're still capable of doing everything we once could. Whether it's lifting heavy objects, pushing ourselves past exhaustion, or suppressing emotional strain. Many older individuals cling to the belief that admitting to limitations is equivalent to admitting defeat, to showing that time has finally caught up with them. The fear of appearing weak or incapable is strong, and it can lead to pushing the body and mind beyond their safe and reasonable boundaries. But this mentality is dangerous and, in many cases, can be more damaging than simply accepting the natural changes that come with age. It's important to recognize that denying your limits doesn't make you stronger. It makes you vulnerable. By pretending that you can still do everything you could when you were 30, 40, or even 50, you're putting unnecessary strain on your body and mind. You might think that refusing to slow down shows strength, but in reality, it's a recipe for burnout, injury, and emotional exhaustion. The truth is, time passes for everyone, and ignoring this fact can lead to severe consequences. Many people in their later years face injuries, chronic fatigue, or even serious health problems because they try to maintain the same pace they did decades ago, without acknowledging that their bodies and minds have changed. This isn't to say that you should stop doing the things you love, or that you should become overly cautious about everything. It's not about giving up, it's about adapting. The key to living a fulfilling life as you age is not found in pretending you're invincible, but in recognizing that your body and mind require a different kind of care now. It's about understanding that your energy may need to be spent more wisely, and that resting when necessary isn't a sign of weakness, but a sign of self-respect and wisdom. We've all heard the stories. People in their senior years injuring themselves while trying to lift something too heavy or feeling utterly drained because they didn't listen to their body's need for rest. The reality is that your stamina changes with time, and that's perfectly natural. Ignoring these changes out of fear or pride only increases the risk of hurting yourself. Whether physically or emotionally, the body may no longer have the same resilience it did when you were younger. And that's okay. By continuing to push yourself without recognizing these shifts, you may end up with serious consequences. Whether it's a strained back, broken bones, or deeper emotional wear and tear that's much harder to recover from. But here's the crucial thing to understand. Knowing your limits is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of wisdom. There is great strength in understanding when to slow down, when to ask for help, and when to say no. By listening to your body and acknowledging your emotional needs, you are practicing self-care in its most essential form. This doesn't mean you're giving up on life's joys or becoming fragile. It means that you are wise enough to know what your body and mind need to thrive at this stage in your life. It's not about retreating from the world. It's about engaging with it in a way that honors your well-being. Adapting to your current reality doesn't mean living a life of restriction. Instead, it means finding ways to enjoy the things you love in ways that are sustainable for you. Perhaps you no longer lift heavy boxes, but you still take pleasure in walking, gardening, or engaging in light physical activity that makes you feel good without putting yourself at risk. Maybe you take breaks more often, allowing yourself to rest when needed, so that you have the energy to truly savor the moments that matter. It's about balance. Finding the right level of activity and engagement that allows you to feel fulfilled while also taking care of your body and mind. Recognizing your emotional limits is just as important as recognizing your physical ones. As we age, emotional fatigue can creep in, often unnoticed, until it becomes overwhelming. Ignoring signs of emotional exhaustion can lead to feelings of anxiety, frustration, or sadness, all of which can have a significant impact on your overall well-being. Permitting yourself to step back, to rest, and to prioritize your mental health isn't just important, it's essential. There is no shame in admitting that you need emotional space or time to recharge. It's an act of courage and self-preservation, one that allows you to remain emotionally strong and capable of facing life's challenges with grace. By acknowledging your limits, you allow yourself to preserve your energy for the things that truly matter. Instead of wearing yourself out trying to do everything as you once did, you can focus on the activities, relationships, and experiences that bring you joy and fulfillment. Knowing when to say, "This is no longer for me," or "I need help with this," doesn't make you weak. It makes you wise. It's a recognition that your well-being is a priority, and that to continue enjoying life, you must honor your body's and mind's needs. At this stage in life, self-compassion is key. There is no need to prove your strength by pushing through unnecessary pain or exhaustion. True strength comes from knowing yourself deeply, respecting your limits, and living in a way that honors your health, happiness, and peace of mind. When you accept that you don't have to do it all, you open up space for a life filled with more joy, more connection, and more moments of genuine contentment. Remember, life doesn't lose its meaning just because your body has changed. You are still capable of experiencing all the beauty and richness that life has to offer, but to do so, you must approach it from a place of balance and self-respect. Listen to your body. Listen to your heart. Trust that by caring for yourself, you are giving yourself the greatest gift of all, the ability to live fully and joyfully even as the years go by. So, stop ignoring your limits out of fear of seeming weak. Instead, embrace the wisdom that comes with age. Accept that your body and mind deserve care, and that by respecting your limits, you are not diminishing your strength. You are enhancing it. You are making space for a life that is balanced, vibrant, and deeply fulfilling. You are not less because you choose to care for yourself. You are more because of it. 7. Stop avoiding sexual relationships thinking that you are too old or that it's no longer for you. One of the most persistent myths surrounding aging is the notion that sexual desire and intimacy somehow expire with age, as though sexuality is reserved for the young. This misconception has led many older adults to avoid or neglect a vital aspect of life that continues to offer immense joy, connection, and emotional fulfillment well into their later years. Sexuality has no expiration date, and it is something that can and should be embraced at any stage of life, including advanced age. There's often an underlying sense of shame, fear, or embarrassment that holds people back from exploring their sexuality in older age. But the truth is that sex, when experienced with mutual respect and care, remains one of life's greatest sources of pleasure, physical health, and emotional well-being. What many fail to realize is that sexual intimacy can become more profound and meaningful as the years go by. The physical connection transcends mere sexual performance. It becomes about emotional bonding, mutual respect, and the deep sense of closeness that arises from sharing such intimate moments. In many ways, sex in later life can carry a deeper significance as the focus shifts from youthful physicality to the powerful connection between two people who understand each other on a much deeper level. One of the primary barriers preventing many older adults from embracing their sexuality is the prejudice and internalized stigma around aging and sex. Society often perpetuates the myth that sex is a privilege of the young, as though passion and desire are somehow lost over time. This couldn't be further from the truth. In reality, physical intimacy is not only possible in older age, but can also bring deeper satisfaction and meaning than in earlier years. The idea that sex is something that fades with time is a misconception. The reality is that your capacity for pleasure, connection, and intimacy doesn't vanish with age. It simply evolves. As we age, the way we experience sex may change due to natural physical changes, but this does not mean pleasure has to decrease. Many people mistakenly believe that because their bodies function differently now, they should give up on the idea of an active sex life. But it's important to remember that sex isn't just about physical performance. It's about connection, joy, and mutual satisfaction. Your accumulated life experience has likely made you more attuned to your desires and those of your partner, giving you the freedom to explore your sexuality without the pressures of youth. You no longer need to meet old expectations or focus on performance. Instead, you can focus on creating an intimate, fulfilling, and pleasurable experience that feels right for both you and your partner. Physical changes that come with age are natural, and while they may require some adjustments, they certainly don't mean the end of a fulfilling sex life. There are many ways to adapt and continue enjoying intimacy with your partner. For example, taking more time for foreplay, exploring new ways of connecting emotionally, and being open to changes in physical dynamics can all contribute to a deeply satisfying sexual relationship. The key is to remain open to change and communicate with your partner about what feels good, comfortable, and pleasurable at this stage of life. By letting go of old standards, you can unlock new levels of intimacy and connection that might surprise you. The benefits of maintaining a healthy and active sex life in later years go far beyond the immediate pleasure of physical intimacy. Research shows that sex can positively impact mental health, strengthen the immune system, and even reduce the risk of heart disease. During sex, the body releases powerful hormones like endorphins and oxytocin, which contribute to a general sense of well-being, relieve stress, and promote a positive mood. These hormones are natural mood boosters, helping to alleviate feelings of anxiety or depression that sometimes accompany aging. By avoiding sex, you may be giving up one of the most effective and enjoyable ways to support your physical, mental, and emotional health. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Sexual intimacy also fosters emotional closeness and connection with your partner, which is crucial for overall well-being as we age. In fact, for many older couples, the emotional and spiritual aspects of sex take on an even more significant role than in earlier years. As life changes and bodies age, sex becomes less about physical performance and more about a loving connection. It's about intimacy, trust, and a profound sense of togetherness that can enhance the quality of life and deepen your bond with your partner. It's also important to recognize that each person's experience with sexuality in later life is unique. There is no universal standard for what your sex life should look like as you grow older. The most important thing is that you feel comfortable, respected, and fulfilled in your decisions about intimacy. If you still feel desire, whether it's physical, emotional, or both, don't let age or societal prejudice repress you. There is no shame in continuing to enjoy and explore your sexuality. If you have concerns or questions, talk to your partner openly and consider consulting a healthcare professional who can provide guidance and support. In some cases, physical or emotional challenges can be addressed with professional help, allowing you to continue enjoying this vital part of life. After all, life doesn't stop just because you've grown older, and neither should your pursuit of pleasure. You've spent a lifetime gathering experience, wisdom, and emotional depth, all of which can enrich your relationships and intimate encounters now. Whether you're rediscovering passion with a long-term partner or exploring new connections, sexuality can remain a vibrant and fulfilling part of your life, even in advanced age. In conclusion, sexual intimacy in later years is not only possible, but it is also a powerful way to maintain emotional and physical health. By rejecting the myth that sex is only for the young, you open yourself to the possibility of experiencing deeper, more meaningful connections with your partner. You also allow yourself to continue enjoying one of life's most beautiful and natural experiences, an experience that brings joy, pleasure, and a sense of closeness that can enrich your life in countless ways. So, if desire is still part of your life, don't shy away from it. Embrace it, communicate openly, seek support if needed, and most importantly, permit yourself to enjoy this part of life without guilt or hesitation. Age may bring changes, but it doesn't bring an end to pleasure, connection, or intimacy. You deserve to continue exploring and enjoying all that life has to offer, including the fulfillment that comes from a healthy and active sex life. As we've explored together, there are so many myths and misconceptions about aging that need to be debunked, whether it's about physical health, emotional well-being, or the intimate aspects of our lives. But the truth is, life is full of possibilities at every stage, and it's never too late to embrace those possibilities with an open heart and mind. Now that we've gone through these powerful insights, take a moment to reflect. What have you learned so far? What's one thing that resonated with you deeply and that you're committed to bringing into practice in your own life? We'd love to hear from you. Comment below and share the lesson that stood out to you most and how you plan to implement it in your life. Your thoughts and experiences can inspire others as we all navigate this journey together. If you enjoyed this video and found it valuable, please leave your comment below and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Your support helps us continue spreading knowledge and positivity.